Well, hello everyone and welcome to my first commentated F1 2017 video. Obviously you've seen a couple of videos I've already published, but this is my first F1 2017 race, and here, as you can see, I've picked the McLaren of Fernando Alonso. As you can see, at this point I'm just deciding what track to race round. So it actually took a bit of a while to contemplate it, but in the end I decided on Austria, and this was my, as I said, my first race with the game. I had already done a few laps, such as like with the Force India. I believe I did the Ferrari laps with the classic Ferrari after this. So as you can see here, I've settled on Austria, and just a quick 3-lap race, but as you can see I'm turning the difficulty up, which is a good thing that they have done with the difficulty slide, and I actually stuck to having it on 90. Manual race starts, and my first impressions of the game at this point were really good. Like the handling, I can now drive without traction control and ABS. The only assists I actually have on in this is the racing line on corners and suggested gear. Everything else, as you can see, is off. So, I'm going to let you watch the cutscenes.
2 hours outside of Vienna is Spielberg, a spectacular circuit with dense forests and rolling hills as a backdrop. What a destination for today's race. Time to get ready for the Austrian Grand Prix. The Red Bull Ring then, 700 meters above sea level. This tough circuit may only have 9 corners, but they're fast and they're bumpy. It's a true test for any racing driver. We have 2 DRS zones, and watch out for overtakes into turn 2 as the uphill entry helps those trying to be the last of the late breakers steam up the inside. Joining me to talk you through the action today is Anthony Davidson, and give us an idea of what kind of thing you're going to be looking out for today.
Well, the big question for me is whether or not we're going to see the cars able to follow each other closely enough to overtake, especially through the fast sections here. Of course, we've got DRS, and that will help on the straights, but it's still no good if you're coming off the previous corner too slowly or too far behind.
Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Massa, Sergio Perez, and Raikkonen, Ricciardo, Sainz, Verstappen, and Roman Grosjean. Stroll, Hülkenberg, Kevin Magnussen, and Alonso, Ocon, Palmer, Daniel Kvyat, and Marcus Ericsson. Wehrlein and Stoffel van Dorn completes the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
So, as you can see, we are starting in P14 in the McLaren. We don't actually have a setup yet. I don't actually have a setup yet. But as you can see, we have the lights at the Red Bull Ring. Lights out, away we go with track control off. You really have to put effort into the start. But as you can see, and this is good to see, that the AI cars can actually get much better starts than others. Like there can be a massive difference in previous games. Like the AI cars got fairly similar starts, but seeing Ocon just zip through there after getting a very good start, it's really good to see. The AI has definitely taken steps forward. They do back out at some points, but it's definitely better than it is in 2016. As you can see, I've got Magnussen on my outside right now, getting the drive off the corner. We're going to see if we can make the move down the inside into this next corner. Obviously driving a McLaren, which has an F2 engine. which actually has been recreated in the game with the straight line speed deficit, we weren't going to do anything. As you can see, at this point, I'm actually a bit unsure if my assists are actually off, because in the fast corners, I mean, in previous games, I thought it was too hard with traction control off, because you could just tap the throttle and then you just instantly spin. I think it's now the other way around. I think without traction control, they have made it a little bit too easy, to be honest. That is my impression. As you can see, you've got Palmer behind us as we head into the first corner. But that is one of the drawbacks of the game, with the fact that traction control's a bit too easy, but it doesn't kill the experience. It's still amazing to drive without assist, but as you can see, I put on the power too much. I actually forgot that I had traction control off there, and put on the power too much. Now we're going to see if we can catch up to the rest of the field. So obviously it's a very good chassis, the McLaren, and that has probably been recreated in the game. But talking about the game, I think the handling, they have apart from the fact it's not as tail happy as it should be, they have recreated the 2017 handling in a good way, and the graphics have clearly taken a step forward. But the handling, like, obviously it's much faster, and it's much more fun as well. And also the classic cars, at the time of recording this video, I have driven all the classic cars, and my favourite one is the Ferrari F2. My god, that car is amazing, as you saw in that video. As you can see, we started the last lap quite a way off, but now talking about the rest of the game, the online, I think it has improved in terms of the racing. There are a few glitches, like I've came across glitches where everyone gets disqualified when they cross the line, which I think I know Codemasters are aware of, and hopefully that should be fixed in a patch. But the actual racing online, it's more raceable on F1 in 2017, the online, even though that's not really a high bar considering the previous two had completely unraceable online. But I think the lack of game options kind of kills the online, in a way. I mean, leagues will be able to function fine, but we want the classic sprint mode back. Like the classic, you go into a race, for casual players, you go into a race, classic 3-lap race, random car, random grid position. We want that back from F1 2012. But so many people state that this is the best Codemasters game. There are so many strong points, like the career mode I've not really used much, but I know it has improved. So I'm not going to judge it yet compared to other games I've only had it for a day, but I think if it continues its momentum, it could well be the best game that Codemasters have produced. Now, I have recorded a lot of content. Expect me to be a lot more active, because this game I do enjoy a lot more than the others. Like this is easily the best game since 2010. Like 2016 was a step in the right direction, but 2017, like the graphics, the AI, and the handling, classic cars, they have nailed it. There are a few issues, as like the ones I've mentioned, that hopefully will be sorted out. As you can see, also the podium cutscenes have improved. But that was my first race. Unfortunately, it was ruined by a spin. I was just getting used to no traction control, but I hopefully will be a lot faster now, because I was very slow on F1 2016 in the leagues that I was in. But
now then, Anthony Davidson,
hopefully without the assists I can go faster. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. It's been my first F1 2017 race. Expect more F1 2017 content in the coming days, and we'll see you for my next video. Goodbye.